So, do you have a favorite old quilt that you've got a piece of or something? Maybe an old quilt that was passed down and you want to replicate that quilt or you want to repair that quilt. So, what you need to do is you need to take the back side of the quilt and find an open spot and trace you out the pieces onto a plastic milk jug. You get the flat sides of the milk jug and you use it. Get you a marker or permanent marker, anything you want to use, and put on the back and trace it out, cut it out with a pair of scissors. Then you can use these as a template. Then you put them on top of a piece of fabric that you've got laying around, and you can make extra pieces from that, and then you can clone another quilt, or you can clone enough pieces to put one back together. This is how you can recreate an old quilt. Just remember to mark on it what it is, how many to cut, do your seam allowance marks on it where they've hand stitched it, and then you can sew it together with a machine or you can hand stitch it, and you can recreate lost patterns this way. So if you've got an odd quilt that you don't have a pattern to, this is how you make a pattern. So any old pieces of quilts you find in old attics, you can easily recreate them this way. This is the old way of doing it. They used just old recycled pieces of milk jugs because they were clear enough where you could see through. You could also probably use anything that's clear plastic, as long as it's kind of thick, and all you do is trace it onto fabric and then take your pair of scissors, cut it out, and then you've got a whole bunch of extra pieces to start putting a whole quilt together. Or you can repair a quilt this way. This is how people used to do it that didn't have patterns, or if they were given a quilt that they didn't have a pattern to, you just use this thin plastic. Now the milk jug plastic, nothing sticks to it, so even though you ride on it, if you rub it hard enough, it'll come off. So that's why a lot of people liked using milk jugs, because you could change any errors or mistakes that you write on it. Even with a permanent marker, it'll rub off. So that's why this was the choice back in the day. So anytime you need to recreate a piece or a whole pattern, you can easily do it with a milk jug and the remnants of what's left of a quilt.